Okay, for everyone that ordered a speaker kit, we're going to do a quick unboxing, go through everything that's in the packaging, and then we will start doing individual videos on step-by-step processes of assembling the crossovers and the speakers. So first we're going to go ahead and open it up, go through all the parts, give you an idea what's in here. Now this thing was packaged like a Tetris puzzle, so when you go to open it and start pulling parts out, you're going to have multiple layers and every nook and cranny of the box was utilized. First thing you've got is the polyfill, which is vacuum packed, so as soon as you cut one of these open, it's going to be about 8 times bigger than it is in its current form, so don't be surprised when your whole house is full of polyfill. Okay. This is just our little disclaimer, and thank you to Bob for helping us on the crossover network, and you guys can read through that on your own when you get it. Okay, first on top we have the base plates. Now this is only going to be in the kits for the people who purchased the stands. If you did not purchase the stands, these will just be a big piece of foam on top of your kit. So we'll take those out, get them out of the way. Okay, once you've got the foam or the stands out of the way, now you've got all your other parts. This was a last minute addition to the kit. This was Robert R's idea, wanted to add in a couple extra colors of wire when it comes to wiring up all the drivers and everything. He wanted to use different colors between the crossover and the woofers and ribbons and everything, so we kept it separate. So these are kind of an add-on after the fact that were stuffed in there, so make sure you don't lose them, we're going to need them. Then you've got, this is the wiring and pad and nuts and bolts kit for the stands. Again, if you did not buy the stands, you will not have these packages in your box. Okay, and there should be one for each stand individually. You got your feet, you got your braiding for the wires that run through the stand, nuts and bolts for attaching the top and bottom caps, and the stands to the speakers. So again, if you didn't order the stands, you will not have these two packages in your kit. So we'll put those aside for now too. Alright, now we've got all of the actual speaker components. Okay, everything in this box is packed in here extremely tight. We're going to try to get some parts out. We'll take the wiring kit out first. This is going to be your crossover, all the wire that you need for your crossover, all the components for the crossover, your nuts and bolts for one speaker. There will be 2 of this package in your kit, and each one is individual for each speaker. So make sure you find both of these because they're very important. And it looks like there's the second one. Okay, so there's your crossover, nuts and bolts, all your internal wiring, and the binding posts are also in this package. Even if you bought the stands, the binding posts are in this package. Okay, these are your brackets which hold the end caps onto the extrusion for the speaker. Don't necessarily need to unwrap these right now. It would be it's one of the last things in the assembly is the brackets and the end caps, but that's the end cap, the brackets to hold the end caps to the extrusions. Over here we've got, these are the top and bottom caps of the speakers. Now these are packaged together. Both speakers end caps are wrapped up together, so you'll have 4 pieces in here. The top cap has no center hole. The bottom cap has the center hole for the XLR, and these are the mounting holes to attach the speaker to the stand. Okay? And again, top cap, no hole. Bottom cap with the hole and the standoffs for the speaker stands. Alright, gloves. in case you get the whole thing put together, you get them all shiny and you don't want to get your fingerprints on them, gloves. Over here, these are another part in the kit that only comes with the stands. So again, if you didn't order the stands, you will not have this part in your kit. These are the top plates to the stand. And both of them are wrapped together. So there's two of them in this package. Okay, there's your top caps. These are the screws that mount to the actual speaker. These are the two countersunk screws that attach to the extrusion for the stand. And you should have two of them. Okay, getting to the bottom here. You got black RTV silicone. This will be used in a couple different steps. Sealing the end caps to the extrusion and also sealing the XLR connector. I'll explain that when we get to it. Then you got your ribbon drivers. Self-explanatory. Everybody has seen those by now, I'm sure. And last but not least are your extrusions. Now be careful, because these are the really heavy part, okay? If you picked up your box, I'm sure you realize it weighs 40 to 50 pounds already. This is where all the weight is. Because of the volume of all the parts and components, we actually had to pack the drivers inside the extrusions. So when it comes to unwrapping these, be careful, because the drivers are in there, basically just set in and then wrapped with the saran to keep everything together for shipping. So when you start to unwrap these, make sure you don't drop any of your drivers out of the speaker. I'm going to smooth this over for a second. Much better off just setting it down on the table and unwrapping it so that you don't drop anything. You can see as soon as you get the saran wrap off, the drivers want to kind of start to fall out a little bit. Okay, there's your drivers. They've still got the protective covers on them, so nothing can happen to the surrounds of the cone. And you can start taking those out and set them aside. Okay, there's your four drivers. And you're left with the extrusion, which is wrapped up in bubble wrap. There you go. And aside from unwrapping the other extrusion, that's pretty much it for your parts kit. Anybody else that purchased the stands will have a separate box which will have the two extrusions in them, and that's all that's in the box, are the two extrusions. So, all right, the next step will go on to starting to probably assemble the crossovers.